at 19, I was just kind of wondering what the hell to do. And my relationship with my family just absolutely crumbled. Like it just was, destroyed. And I was made homeless just because my relationship with my family just was really, really bad. And whilst I was homeless, I got pregnant. And
So was the homelessness as in, were you with your partner or?
I was with my partner.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I was with my partner. So that was when I was 19. And the homelessness was really, really intense because at the start we were like, oh my goodness, we need to work, right? So we were just going up and down the country, just trying to get work here and there. I was absolutely exhausted.
Yeah.
I mean, we went from Woking to the Isle of Wight,
Oh,
and then from the Isle of Wight, we went up north to I think it was a place called Grangetown, I think.
and this is all just looking for work.
Yeah.
Okay.
From job to job. And then we had to come back to Woking because that's where the housing was. And we were placed in emergency accommodations. After emergency accommodations, there were some weeks where I just wasn't really eating and I was pregnant. So I just didn't really feel like pregnancy.
Was that due to the stress, or was that like literally you wouldn't have access in the?
Yeah,
you're in your
we
housing?
just didn't have the money.
Okay.
The money just wasn't there. Like my bank was reading zero. My ex's bank was reading zero. We just both didn't have the money. And so I would just go without eating at some points. There was black mold in my accommodation. And I obviously being like a 4 months pregnant woman at the time, like I asked, what can they do? And they were just like, you need to just deal with it. So I was just like spraying the black mold in my room whilst like trying not to suffocate my child in my womb.
Oh dear.
And the housing we lived in, it was really interesting actually. It was like a house full of homeless people. And so the bathroom was absolutely disgusting. It wasn't cleaned. Like the onus was on us to clean it and nobody would clean it.
So it wasn't a specialist house for women or like?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay.
No, it wasn't. So like in the room right next to me, there was a drug addict. So I was obviously quite scared because you just never know with drug addicts. So I was just in my room for days on end. Like I was just scared to leave my room. And the hygiene was not there either. So like the whole experience of me, like people don't realize, but like homelessness is like an experience that once you do get a house, you need to recover from it because you've spent all that time not looking after yourself. Then when you do get housed, you need to learn to look after yourself. And that took me so long to learn. Like I got housed permanently last September.
Oh, so this is very recent.
Yeah. So before then I was like housed, but it wasn't like a permanent residency. It was like a 1-bedroom flat and it was a temporary thing. My current place is a permanent residency. I have a lifetime tenancy, and it took me until like this April, so like a couple months ago, to like learn how to take care of myself. Like my son, like when he was born, it was all about taking care about him. My own care had to take a back seat, and it's really taken a while for sure.
And so the university, I know you dropped out, but
Yeah.
there was no safety nets there either. There was no programs in place.
No, I mean, so I went back to university in 2024, and I went to Royal Holloway, and then I transferred to the University of Surrey. Royal Holloway just wasn't the right university for me. And the University of Surrey has been absolutely incredible. And I'm not one to mince my words. Like, I'll say it how it is. It takes a really, really special kind of university to actually like make a single mum feel at home, right? Because universities, they're not really places for single parents. Let's be so real. But the University of Surrey does feel like home to me. Starting uni was not my idea. My mum and my dad, who both have masters, very, very heavy on education. Once my son was born, that relationship repaired itself.
Okay.
Like it was a kind of thing that like, yes, the relationship was really bad, but the people that love you will show up for you when you need them the most, you know?
How were you able to repair that after experiencing homelessness on your own without that familial support?
Yeah. If I'm being honest, like when I started getting to the point in my pregnancy when it was like really, really obvious that I was going to give birth to a child, because like when you're really early in a pregnancy, like it's like 50, not 50, but there's a high chance that it could be lost. When my mum started realizing, oh my God, my kid's having a baby, and actually if I'm not there for her, it's not going to go well. She started stepping up, but it wasn't like immediate. I remember in my accommodation, having like therapy with my mum, like online therapy, because we couldn't even be in the same room. But my mum decided to tell her therapist about the situation, and her therapist was like, you absolutely need to do therapy together. So we had these therapy sessions and we worked on our relationship, and it was hard. But I think my mum actually swallowed a lot of her pride because the situation warranted it. Like there was no way that me and my mum not being in a good relationship was going to do any good for my son. Like we were mainly thinking about Isaac, my son. So yeah. And like slowly the relationship repaired itself. And then when my son was born, my mum was actually in the room whilst my son was being born.
Okay.